How I did an 8 ball of cocaine in a day. And I didn't go from just nothing to an 8 ball of cocaine in a day. And that's the challenge that I always run into. I share and I'm very open about my story. I'm a recovering cocaine and alcoholic addict. At the peak of my addiction, I was drinking 2 to 3 fifths of vodka a day. I was doing 1 to 2 8 balls of coke a day. So I'm doing right around 7 grams of coke a day to 3.5 grams of coke a day, depending on how bad my nose was and depending on how bad just I was mentally and all that. So it wasn't like every single day I just was doing 2 8 balls of coke. But every day I was pumping through at least an 8 ball of coke. And my transition into that wasn't just overnight. And that's the scary part about when it comes to addiction. You don't go from 0 to 100 real quick. It is almost this little gradual process. If you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button. What's up, guys? My name is Eric, and I'm a recovering cocaine and alcoholic addict. I'm very open about my addictions and my struggles of what I've been through. And one of them is, how do you go from 0 to an 8 ball of coke a day? I mean, how do you do an 8 ball of cocaine in a day? And I can tell you this, it starts off just how everybody uses cocaine. When I got really cocaine brought to me, it was in the mid 2000s, earlier 2000s, by just friends. Hey, we're at a bar, we're drinking, let's go out to the car, we do a couple bumps, we go back inside, we shoot pool, we drink a bunch more, maybe go outside and do a bump or two more, have a couple more beers, and then head home. I mean, that was literally it with me and cocaine. I wasn't a massive addict just right out of the gate with this drug. It was something that it was like hanging out with friends. It was party time, and every now and then we break out some powder and we put it up our nose. But the problem with it and how I got to that point was slowly it wasn't enough. Doing 2 or 3 little lines didn't give me the same high as it did, a month ago, a year ago. And I wanted that big mood energy still. I knew how it had made me feel. It's almost like it burns into our brain the first time that we really got super high. And we love that feeling, and you almost get obsessed with that feeling. So you're chasing that feeling. And it slowly turned into this. I mean, going to work, and before work, I'm doing 2, 3 little lines of coke, before I go into work. And then I'm at work, and man, I'm drinking, starting to wear off a little bit of that alcohol. So I'm starting to feel a little hungover. Well, what am I going to do? I go back to my car and I do another 2 or 3 little lines. And then I maybe sneak off during lunch and get a couple shots, get back to work. And man, towards the end of the day, I'm starting to really drag still. And well, the end of the day's coming. I want to be hyped up and energized for tonight. So go do 1 or 2 more lines all of a sudden. And next thing you know, you went through a gram. But now that gram wasn't enough anymore. And then it turned into 2 grams and turned into the point that, I am doing gackers in the morning. I'm laying out these fat rails in my car, not around anybody, because we as addicts are alone. We isolate ourselves eventually. It turns from this party drug where we're partying with people and we're all doing it and we're all just having a good time to you're like obsessed with it, but on your own in the car, doing these huge lines by yourself. You're gagging it up and your nose is caking up. And I'd have water bottles in my car and I'm wetting the napkins and I'm snorting through napkins water to try and clear out my nose so I can do 1 more line. It's just insane thinking that the more that I do, the longer it's going to last me, and it doesn't. And next thing you know, you're to the point where you're like towards almost the end of the day and you're like, dude, I had an 8 ball and it's gone. And the worst part is you don't stop and go, man, that's messed up. There's a problem here. You go, I got to get more. Damn, hopefully my dealer picks up. Hopefully, what other dealer can I call that I can get this from? That's how obsessive it is. It is a build up gradual process. It's not an overnight process. And that's the worst part is, you hear some of us addicts share and you're just like, dude, how did you do all that? Well, a lot of years of cocaine use will build you up to that point. And that's the point that I got into. And even when I was doing 1 to 2 8 balls of coke a day, I didn't see it as a problem. And thankfully, it's caused a lot of nose damage for me, but nothing super visible. I still have all my teeth, thankfully. I drank a lot during it. I drank actually a lot of water during it. So I never really suffered and struggled with a lot of the dry mouth consequences. But that's how I got up to, an 8 ball of coke a day, was this gradual process of trying to continually chase this first high. And becoming more and more obsessed with this drug as I went on, wanting that high. And every time I'd get super high, I loved that feeling and I'd embrace that feeling and I'd want it all the time. And at that point, I never looked back and went, damn, I'm addicted to this. I'm addicted to this. I need to stop. Never in a million years did I think that. I just thought, hey, this is kind of cool. I got a big tolerance. I'm spending even more money getting high. But for the one out there struggling, you're not alone. And that's why I share. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm nothing special. I'm an addict. And I share my experiences for the ones out there struggling, just trying to know that they can get sober and that it does get better. If you haven't hit the like and follow button, hit the like and follow button, comment down below. I have links in the bio for NA and AA. If you're trying to get sober, my suggestion is you just tell everybody in your family, everybody in your life that, hey, I'm an addict, I'm trying to get sober and I need help. Because believe me, you don't think that they know you're an addict, but they do. And that's where it starts at, and it starts going one day at a time, and it does get better and you can overcome it. So don't give up.